All I had was a presentation on Canva, and I made $17,000 in that same day.
Have you ever asked yourself the question how you can turn your passion into your profession with wild success?
The more lives I change, the more my life is changed.
I'm Matt Bellman, and this is Million Dollar Creators, where you can learn how to become a $1,000,000 creator yourself.
I have grown my business entirely organically.
Meet Menina Fortunato, an online dance educator who has lived exactly this question. From lighting up stages with Britney Spears and Beyonce to facing a complete shutdown in income, she redefined resilience.
Stop exchanging time for money has been a huge game changer.
She recently launched a 7-figure online coaching dance business while juggling life as a wife and a mother to 3.
Instead of trying to build something that you think your clients need and then you find out that it's not what they need, I built it with them.
Welcome Menina. She's a former professional dancer alongside stars like Britney Spears and Beyonce, who graced TV screens on America's Got Talent, AGT, and Star Trek Enterprise. In 2020, her entertainment company faced major setbacks, leaving her with no income. But she pivoted and launched a successful online dance coaching business on Passion.io, which makes me very happy, of course, all while balancing the role of wife and mother of 3.
Yes,
welcome, Nina, to the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
100%. So let's start. Take us with your passion to the next level. First question is, why do you do what you do?
Why do I do what I do?
Yeah.
Passion. I love it. Dance has been my heart since I was a little girl, and being a performer for many years. And then I transitioned into the production side. And I've always been a teacher. I actually started teaching dance when I was 12. So that's my actual longest profession. So educating others has always been a big passion of mine. But the way I did business has certainly changed in the last 3 years for obvious reasons. In 2020, the entertainment business and the live events business shut down. So my once 6-figure income completely stopped overnight. And at the time, I also had baby number 3. So what I thought was just going to be a couple month maternity leave turned into almost 2 years. And I could not do business the way I used to. And I hit a brick wall, and I saw a Black Friday ad, ironically 3 years ago, almost exactly. And it said something about having your own app. And I was like, what is this? And I thought to myself, well, everybody's pivoting online. So I got to figure out what I can do that could generate some income online. But I was completely new to the online space. This was a completely new way of doing business that I'd never done before. So I originally started with Passion's 30-day challenge. And I actually started with an offer for moms. I had a mom dance fitness program because I just had a new baby. And I thought, well, my problem is I'm stuck at home and I want to get back in shape, and dance is my favorite thing. So let's do that. So I started with that. I had a little bit of success in the beginning, but it wasn't as fruitful as what I was used to making. So there was a lot of trial and error, a lot of spaghetti throwing at the wall, hoping something would stick. And then eventually, once my live business was finally revived, I was able to do my first live dance event for a really long time. So on a whim, I decided to pitch an offer for aspiring professional dancers, because that is something I have been doing for many years, but I never had an online program. I always had live in-person events that did that. So I thought, well, I'll give it a shot. And then that day when I presented, all I had was a presentation on Canva, and I spoke in front of a room of maybe 50 people, and I made $17,000 in that same day.
Nice.
And that's when everything changed. That's when I realized, oh crap, I just created an offer and I sold something that I haven't even created yet. So I was like, I better get to work. And so with my beta group, I started building out the program, and this was a little over a year ago. And then it just took off from there. And it's been over a year since I've had this particular offer called the Business of Dance. And I've served over 100 dancers worldwide. And I host all of my programs through the Passion website and app. And I've generated over 500K since I started.
Congratulations, that's
Thank
amazing.
you.
So maybe
Thank you.
let me double click on that. So the business of dance is the core offer. You
Mhm.
likely deliver that completely online. Is that correct?
It's completely 100% online. So I do a bit of a hybrid model where I have the on-demand portal, which is the on-demand lessons that they can do at any time. So whether I have 2 clients, 20 clients, 200 clients, they still go through the program. They literally can do it when I'm sleeping.
Yep.
And so that definitely has leveraged my time in such a huge way, so that I'm not having to show up one at a time with each person, repeating myself over and over again. So the lessons that I want everyone to learn, they do on demand. I give them homework assignments. They post it in our private Facebook community. And then I only meet live with my clients twice a week. And again, same thing, whether there's 2 on the call or 20 on the call or 200 on the call, it's still only 2 hours of my time. So again, leveraging my time. And I've grown my team, so I have a client success manager now whose sole job is to do one-on-one calls biweekly, and her job is to strictly hold them accountable to their goals, making sure they're doing their homework assignments. So she's basically customer support. So with that, it's been a game changer. The ability to serve anyone around the world. Um, have the ability to not overstretch myself, stop exchanging time for money has been a huge, huge game changer, because I used to live by the work by the hour, get paid by the hour model. And I'm no longer exchanging time for money. So that
That's
has been
amazing.
incredible. And
You move from selling time for money to product for money. That's
correct,
great.
correct. And the
What
bigger
are
the
the price
pain,
points?
part of
Sorry.
my price point. Right now, well, my regular price is 9,997, so $10,000. However, I do have some fast action offers. If they agree to a payment plan upon acceptance into the program, it's 7,500, and if they pay in full, it's 6,000, and that's for a 6-month program.
Interesting, interesting, interesting. Got it. Nice. It's a good price point. What's the funnel like from awareness to getting the credit card out?
So you want to know the prospect journey, how that works?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, right now, at the time of this recording, I have grown my business entirely organically. I have not paid for any ads yet, no paid traffic yet. I will get there. However, I have strictly grown my business through Facebook and Instagram. And it usually starts with a DM conversation, especially on Instagram lately has been kind of where there's been the most activity. And when I have a new prospect that follows me, I send them a message, a DM message. Hey, Susie Q, thanks for the follow. It's great to connect with you. And hopefully they respond. And then from there, it leads to a conversation. And there's a few touch points. It's where they're at, what are their goals, and what do they need help with. And if I feel that I can help them, and in this case, I'm working with high level dancers, so I'm able to look at their Instagrams and see their talents if they are good enough, and if they're strong enough dancers. Then I say, based on everything that you shared with me, based on what I've seen on your profile, I think you would be a great candidate for my Business of Dance online mentorship program. It is invitation only. We do screen all of our prospects very carefully. Would you be open to jumping on a quick 10-minute phone consultation? So that's when I jump on a phone consultation with my assistant, who basically qualifies them on the phone to make sure that they're a suitable candidate. From there, she books them for a live Zoom interview. The live Zoom interview is then conducted by our talent recruiting director, and he conducts an hour-long interview to do a really deep dive. And then at the end of the call, if it's the right fit, then he closes.
Gold. This is gold. Fantastic journey. Fantastic funnel. Really good. When did you launch this in that form?
The Business of Dance, you mean?
Yeah.
Um, my beta group, I pre-sold in August of 2020, what year? 22. And they started officially in September. So I gave myself a month to just kind of prep everything to get things going. And then it took me almost a year to build out the program, believe it or not, because I was building with my clients, which is something I learned through Passion as well. And instead of trying to build something that you think your clients need, and then you find out that it's not what they need, I built it with them. I had an outline of what I wanted to teach and the topics I wanted to cover. But as I was building things out, it evolved. And I was asking them, what more do you want to learn? What do you feel like you need? And I was able to build it out with them. So it completely evolved, way
Yep.
much grander than what I originally
Well
conceptualized.
done.
And I
Well
also
done.
brought in a lot of guest speakers, a lot of guest coaches, because if there was an area that I was not an expert in, for example, one of my mentees is like, I want help with college prep. I'm like, well, I'm not a college prep consultant, but I can hire one. Someone's like, I need help with taxes. I don't know how to file taxes. I'm like, great. I don't file taxes either, but I'm going to ask. Well, I'm not a tax preparer, so I'm going to hire somebody that knows it. Someone's like, well, I want to learn about nutrition. Great, I got you covered. So I was able to create a very holistic program. So even if I wasn't the expert in that particular topic or subtopic, I was still able to bring in experts who were, so that I was able to create a very robust program that really produced incredible results. And my clients are winning big time. I mean, I've got clients that did the Super Bowl with Rihanna this past year, a Shania Twain music video, Paris
Nice.
Fashion Week, New York Fashion Week, um, campaign for Free People movement, um, signing with major talent agencies. And I have clients as young as 6 years old that are doing these things. So we're
Fantastic.
producing amazing results with the
Yeah.
clients, and it's been life changing. It's been crazy that the more lives I change, the more my life is changed. So it's a
Yeah.
beautiful win-win.
Fantastic. Like this is fantastic. Outstanding. Really, really well done. So
Thank
maybe
you.
let's talk about success more, also about your success. So how many paying customers do you have today?
So with this particular offer, I have had over 100 that are currently active. I haven't looked at my numbers, but I want to say around 50. I do have a few that are about to graduate at the end of this month. Um, and I should say, I started on a cohort model, but then after a few months, I went to Evergreen. So now, as some people are graduating from the program, then other people are entering the program. So there's a
Okay.
constant like flow that's happening. So it's never just like a chunk of people starting all at once anymore. So that's also been a nice change, and also for income as well. That I don't have to wait 3 months before there's another chunk of
That
cash
makes
flow
sense.
where I'm
And is
able
it then
to.
50 active now at the same time, or is it 100? Like which one? Which one is it?
Currently, right now, there's about 50 that are active, that are currently in the program. But there's a
50.
few of them that are about to graduate. I think there's maybe 10 or 15 that are about to drop off in a
That
couple
means
weeks.
like, yeah, exactly. That means like 10 are joining a month and 10 are leaving a month, ballpark, right? Is that correct?
Lately, I would say we've had a little bit more. Just last, I don't have my KPI tracker in front of me, but yeah, I think a good month is over 10, and then a slower month might be 5.
Yeah.
Um, I think last month we were, I think, over 15. So, I mean, it fluctuates, and
But I mean, this is 10 times
it's
10, 10 times 15 is like 100 to 150,000 a month.
is that right? No, no, I did not make that much last month.
If they pay 10K, I mean, you're right because they
No,
don't
no,
pay
no, no. Hold
10K, they
on.
pay
That's right.
7.
Nobody's ever paid. Let me tell you this. Nobody's ever paid the 10K because everybody takes the fast action offers, and everybody's been paying about 6K. There's a few that
Okay.
have paid 7,500,
Yeah.
but the most people just they go all in and they save the
That
most
brings
amount.
it then to 60 to
Yes.
90, 60 to 90 a
Yes.
month.
Yes. I'm like, those are my numbers. I'm like, wait a minute, 115. I'm like, no, no one's paid the actual regular price. I wish,
Yeah.
but no, I do that on purpose and to incentivize people to take action, because if there's one standard price, then there's no incentive to start. But if I give them a fast
Yeah.
action bonus offer, and usually I find that those that are most successful in the program are the action takers. And those are the people I want to work with anyways, because if you're going to procrastinate to make a decision about your career, then you're going to procrastinate when you're in the program and you're not going to get the results that you want.
That's right. That's very convincing. Um, That's just shy of 1 million a year. Really well done. Amazing.
That's the
Um,
goal. I'm not quite there yet, but we're getting close to that goal. So
yeah.
yeah, I'm really excited.
A year ago, was it like around the same level or was it lower, the same?
A year ago, I mean, definitely more now. I've definitely have grown. I think it was not as consistent in the beginning because I was on a cohort model. So there were some months where there wasn't much at all, and then other months where they were much higher. Um, and also, I was still trying to figure things out. I was still in my beta phase. I was still, you know, trying to refine my sales process and refine the offer itself. Now the offer's been built. Now my sales process is pretty solid. I just launched a new website, new commercial, new pre-call videos. So now I really feel like I've elevated the brand and the product so much in comparison to where I was a year ago.
Makes sense. Let's talk about lead gen.
Sure.
So we earlier spoke about Instagram and Facebook. Like, how big is your audience in total?
It's not huge. I have, I think, 17,000 followers right now on Instagram, and my Facebook. Well, I'm already maxed at the 5K friends, but I have, I think, 7,000 followers. So it's not massive, but it's good.
Yeah, solid. I mean, you make with 24,000 followers on network, you make 1 million, close to 1 million a year run rate. How was that a year ago? The audience, same, smaller.
Smaller. I don't remember exactly, but maybe 13,000 followers on Instagram, and then Facebook, maybe 3,000 friends slash followers. So, but lately my Instagram is actually, I've put a lot more energy and effort into it. I felt like I was plateauing last year on Instagram, but lately I really have, just in the last 2 months, I've gained, um, I think almost 3,000 followers. So the most of my
Amazing.
growth has actually been recently.
What's the in real quick, like, what's the secret to get 3,000 followers in a short amount of
So
time?
I do have a little secret. Do you want me to share?
Yeah.
So, I actually hired someone on Fiverr, believe it or not. They call themselves Instagram growth specialists. So I give them access to my Instagram account. And I gave them a target audience of what I'm looking for. And I gave them some sample profiles that have my audience. And I said, these are this is my avatar. This is who I'm looking for. So they strategically and manually go into my account looking for those particular prospects. So they follow them, they like their stuff, and they comment. That usually creates curiosity and that engagement. If somebody's liking all your stuff, you're like, who is this? You have the curiosity to go on their profile, and then they look at my profile, and it's pretty solid in the sense of my content. It's clear what I do. And when I send the DM of, hey, thanks for the follow, it's great to connect with you, they're like, oh, it's great to connect with you, I love your page, I see you do this and that. So that new follower becomes a DM conversation. That DM conversation can lead to a book call. That book call eventually can lead to a
Yeah.
sale.
Love it. Love it. Okay, great. And looking forward, biggest potential channel, do you think it's like Instagram, full focus on that and grow it up? Is it TikTok? Like, is it Facebook? What is it?
Right now, it's Instagram for me. I feel like I've hit a brick wall a little bit with Facebook lately. I think the 5K friends has been a bit of a struggle because I'm trying to figure out who do I delete. And then on Instagram right now is my growth. I know that TikTok is a platform I really would like to dive into, especially because dancers are all over TikTok, and that's my audience. But I haven't put the energy into it yet. I had an account, and TikTok, they closed it because my kids got in it and they started making videos on my profile, and because they thought my profile was underage, they shut it
Fun.
down. And I didn't
Okay.
take action. I didn't realize after 30 days, if you don't take action, they delete your
Yeah.
profile. So when that happened, I was like, oh, well, I guess I got to start all over. So I haven't put any love on my TikTok yet,
Yeah.
but
But maybe in the future.
yes,
Clear.
I think I definitely see TikTok being a potential lead generation option that would be fruitful for me, especially because dancers is who I serve.
That makes sense. Real quick on cost structure. So, what's your team size today? And then also, where do you actually spend money on?
My team, I have one appointment setter, one closer, one client success manager, one full-time VA. And then I hire out freelancers from time to time. It's like video editing or graphic design, or I have a podcast that's coming out that I have a podcast editor, and I hire somebody that does the show notes.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I already lost track of how many people
No,
that
that's
is.
enough. Like, and then any other costs, like anything else where you spend money on?
Um, I feel like I spend a lot on my team that, but they've leveraged my time, so they're worth it. And yeah, I feel like it's my team really is my biggest expense because I'm
Okay,
not right
let's
now
talk about the future. Let's talk about the future now. Can you get it up to 10x by yourself? So 10 million.
by myself as is, or without, you mean like without a team, or with as my current
Just like
state?
what you have today, like can you get it up to 10x?
Wow, that would be my mind. I don't know if my mind is there yet. I haven't even done the math yet to even figure out what do I need to bring in? How many clients do I need to serve? I mean, that would be absolutely amazing. Could I do it? Of course I could. I think right now my target is to just touch that first million. And then once I get
Yeah,
to that first million,
makes
then I'm
sense.
sure I'll be like, okay, let's double that and then double that. And before you know it, who knows? Maybe I can look back and say yes, but I'm not
What's the
definitely
best
not there yet.
strategy? What's the best strategy to double in the next 12 months or even quicker?
Well, I need to double my lead flow. That's one thing. My close rate is very strong. We are well over like 75% close rate, which is very high for industry standard. Our low close rate month would be 50%. So based on, we have a pretty solid sales process. So as long as we get qualified leads through that sales process, and if we can increase our lead flow, which is where I feel like maybe the paid traffic would definitely help with that, because there's only so much we can do manually. But if I can increase the lead flow, then that I can definitely increase the cash flow.
Clear. Let's move on to a section I call famous five. What's
Okay.
your favorite book?
Ooh, favorite
Good sir.
book. Oh, that's a tough one. Well, you know what's funny that you say that. There's a book right next to me. If there's going to be a video of this, I can share it. It's called "Be Seen" by Jen Gottlieb. She's actually one of my mentors, and she just released it. And that's really kind of my objective over the next year, is to be seen,
Clear.
in a much larger way, so that I can reach more people and help more people. And
Favorite person you are studying? So I have to speed up a bit because I have
okay,
like in 3 minutes a hard cut.
sure.
Favorite person you're studying?
Favorite person that I'm studying? Oh my gosh. I don't know if I have one, but
That's
I've always
fine.
admired Ed Milet and Grant Cardone. They're very successful
Oh,
entrepreneurs.
yeah, makes sense. Good. Favorite social media channel for inspiration?
Instagram.
Favorite online tool for building your company?
Passion.
Thank you. Biggest thing on your mind right now?
I don't know.
That's all right. That's all right.
Um,
That's fine. Let's move on. Personal section. How many hours do you sleep per night?
well, last night I didn't sleep very much because I woke up very early for this. I like to sleep at least 8 hours. I'm a sleeper,
Hours.
8 to
Thank you
10.
for getting up. Thank you for getting up for this. What's the situation? Single, married, or any kids?
Married, 3 kids.
Nice. What's your age?
I'll be 43 next week.
Great. We also want to give some advice. If you could go back in time, have a conversation with your 20-year-old self, what's the best piece of advice that you would give to your younger self?
Follow your passion.
Great. Okay, perfect. So this is Menina. Menina is a really, really successful dance instructor. She runs actually the Passion for Dance, which is a 10K, a 6 to 7.5 10K offer. She has 50 active clients in there. She's close to $1 million run rate a year, with a pretty small team. So the numbers work out really, really, really well for her. She has worked out a pretty nice customer acquisition strategy with a team targeting ICPs, ideal customers, on Instagram, and then going into direct conversations with them and then closing them at an amazing win rate of 75%. Yeah, and sky's the limit. So thank you so much for sharing your passion, taking us to the next level.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
That was Menina Fortunato. You learned how helping others with their dream careers can create a multi-million-dollar coaching business. So how can you unlock the next level in your business?